stop voting for the Democratic Party. It's the party of cancellation, not conversation. It's the party of destruction and not growth. Most importantly, it's the party of mediocrity. How they got there. The last thing they will tell you is that the government helped them out. And guess what? When I kick him out that house, what's he gonna do now? Run to the government, run to a lady, run to a support system to hold him up. Give them enough so that they don't want more and they don't fly. Because guess what? Remember that?
Democracy. You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So am I a Republican? Who's gonna keep the government out of my way? Who's gonna support a black family that has a mother and a father in it? I want my taxes lower. I wanna carry a gun for protection. If you got here this far, you wanna work for what you got. Stand up, be tall, be strong. Remind yourself that you are an American. You may be black, you may be white, you may be Hispanic, you may be other, but you have the God-given right to say what you want to say. And if your name is Kanye West, if your name is Candace Owens, heck, if your name is Ajay Brewer, I wish I could say some of the names in my DMs, but I won't do y'all like that. I just want you guys to grow some balls, okay? Look at the folks who are around you, who you respect, okay? You'll find your circle. I have been through hell, back to hell, deeper in hell, and back, because I got a good woman on my side. I got 3 kids that love me and I need to support. They need me the most. And so that's what's important. Why do I bring that up? What's more important than family? These politics, the political game, the reason why I have this podcast is to show you that they're not here to save you, okay? Democrats are not here to save you. I hear a lot of black people say, oh, Trump, Trump hates you, he's racist. Guess what? It's not his job to like you. You don't need that man to like you. You don't need to pretend that Joe Biden likes you. You need to get up, put your pants on, your skirt on, your dress on, brush your teeth, go feed your family, go protect your family, and go have some fun. And if you're a believer in some sort of religion, worship your God. I bring this political side to it because it hurts me to see so many of my folks not looking at political policies that are important to your people and your own well-being as the right way to look at life. Okay? Stop looking at the person. Stop looking at the man. Stop looking at the individual and look at the policies, guys. These guys have been ruining in our cities for years. And no, the answer isn't run to the Republicans. That's not the answer. That's not what I'm asking you. But run away from the Democratic plantation, please. Okay? Guess what? Trump wins in November. Ain't nothing changing about your life. Guess what you got to do? Wake up, put your bootstraps on, get with your family, get the help that you need, get to your job, open your business, and feed your family. That's it. Get involved on the local level. Everybody who's complaining about Trump, when's the last time you've been to the school board meeting? When's the last time? When's the last time you've been to city council meetings? When is the last time you even voted for something that was other than the presidential election? Think about it, guys. We can move differently. We can move confidently. We just got to stop pretending as though this party loves us. The party has taught us what? Jim Crow. They've taught us what? The super predators. What else do they call it? What did Biden say? Whatever he said about the busing situation with his kids, wasn't he was against that? It doesn't matter who that person is. That man is irrelevant to their policies, okay? That's more important. Don't sit in front of me and talk to me about how, they shouldn't, they just destroying another black brother and they want to do all of this to our country. Don't talk to me about that, okay? If you're voting for the D's, man, pause. Don't talk to me. That's your decision, okay? And guess what? If you switch parties, I promise you this. I promise Nothing gonna change for the good or for the better for your life until you wake up and you do better for your life. Ask any one of your so-called activists that make some money for themselves. Ask any one of your so-called lawyers that are high up in the progressive parties how they got there. The last thing they will tell you is that the government helped them. For everybody that said the government helped me, there'll be 15 people that said, I went to school late at night and I was a single mom. I worked 2 jobs and then I got up and I got a 3rd job and I made enough money to quit those 2 jobs and I parlayed that into a master's and then I worked hard even more. As many people sit back and complain about how unfair it is for certain folks, and I'm talking specifically to that Democratic Party, ask them how they got where they are. I almost will be willing to bet you my life savings that they won't credit the government. They won't credit any sort of handout. My son gets the most growth out of life when I make it harder for him. If Parker comes over and says, Daddy, I want a piece of candy, and I don't make him go do something for it, then inevitably he will just be used to that handout. And guess what? When I kick him out that house, what's he gonna do now? Run to the government, run to a lady, run to a support system to hold him up. But ask your super survivors. Ask your black women that are sitting on corporations and nonprofit organizations. Ask your white men that are running the country on Apple and Twitter. Ask your black men who are sports agents who are opening some of the books. I heard a stat the other day that black women are the fastest growing entrepreneurs. Ask those women how they got it. They put their head down. They worked. They dug that shovel. They kept grinding. And next thing you know, they are where they are. A little bit of help here and there, but they focused on themselves, not who the president was, or not who was racist, or who did what to who, or who told the election was stolen. They got on their bully, which means they got on their grind and they got to it. So I want to encourage folks to stop voting for the Democratic Party. It's the party of cancellation, not conversation. It's the party of destruction and not growth. Most importantly, it's the party of mediocrity. I'm a huge believer in the social welfare system. It's the floor, right? We need a floor. But that party is doing its best job to keep us from flying. They just want to keep us on this floor here. They make sure we don't fall off the floor. But we had our president talk to Morehouse College about hundreds of black brothers and sisters, black brothers and maybe, I guess, other cultures that are 10 times smarter than I am, that are headed further than I am, and told them, you know what, this country's got it. You got it hard. It's going to be very difficult for you. Life's going to suck for you. All because you're black, man. All because you're black.
Most of all, what does it mean? As you've heard before.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. This is what your president says to you. Shout out to his wife. His wife stopped by Brewer's Cafe one day, and so I respect and appreciate that, to be honest. I'm not a hater. I don't hate anybody. Y'all can come on, pull up on me again if you want to. But from the point that she landed in Brewer's Cafe and shut this business down and got the photo op and helped us out tremendously, that was about all I saw that was good for me and my life and my business. Forget the handouts, okay? Forget the fact that they're paying off student loans and giving people pieces of candy and stuff like that. I understand that. We all like something free. But I want to work for what I got. And I know you do too if you're watching this podcast. If you got here this far, you want to work for what you got. It's not about getting handouts. It's about keeping that floor, right? Let's get that social welfare system so our people don't suffer. But use that as a mattress. Boom. A springboard. Boom. You're bouncing off of it if you need it. And no, like I said, I don't know if the Republicans are the answer. I know conservatism is my answer. That's how I live my life. I got a woman. I got a family. I got a business. I want the government out of my business. I want them to build some streets and some roads, protect the city. I don't need them in my life. I don't need their help. I want them to get far as possible away from me and how I run my life and how I run my business. I want my taxes lower. I don't care. I want my taxes lower. I want to carry a gun for protection, okay? I don't care how many guns it is. I want a bunch of guns. I need protection, okay? I want to walk through life feeling like I don't have a nanny over my back telling me not to cross the street because the light's red. I don't need that in my life, and I know you don't too. So am I a Republican? I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm voting. I don't know when I'm gonna vote again. But it ain't for Joe Biden. And I'm telling you this specifically. Policies over people. Okay? I don't care whether or not Biden loves or likes me or Trump loves or likes me. What policy? Who's gonna keep the government out of my way? Who's gonna support a black family that has a mother and a father in it? Shout out to every different lifestyle that there exists. I don't have too much to say on how you live your life, but when I see the support for what I consider the nuclear family, a black family having a coffee shop in the middle of a historically black neighborhood with 3 black boys that just so happen to be conservative, be pushed and kicked and prodded out, and then replaced with another culture, I have to say something.